Coach Kizzy and Majestic Life Solutions. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. My truth. My truth. See my eyes, I'm looking at you. If you on my platform, if you looking at me, I'm looking at you dead in your eyes. Moment of truth. So think about this. I want you to think about this. How people can do such rude things to other people, right? And I'm looking you dead in your eyes. Because I want you to see my eyes. Because eyes tell stories. Not storytelling like lies or something. Eyes tell a story. It can tell your whole life. You understand that? But think about this. I want you to think about this. I, Lakeis Jackson, would have never been in a spotlight, right? Would nobody know my background as in if I was heterosexual or homosexual? If people would have this, because this is what's going on in this town. What's going on in this town? Everything is out in the open in the world. It's trending, right? Because I get on my platform, I tell my story. Did nobody want to hear my side of the story? Everybody went with what they had, and they went with whatever they wanted to do because it was people in power. You understand? So when people are in power, they have advantage to say what they want to say. But somebody that didn't held power and of authority, they don't have a say so over nothing. But they met their match. But seriously, spotlight. I never thrived for a spotlight. When I said I was going to be an entrepreneur, I didn't say I was going to be in a spotlight. It was never me wanting to be in a spotlight, gain fame. That wasn't in my agenda. That wasn't on my bucket list. To be famous, to be seen by everybody. I knew what God wanted me to do. I know exactly what he wanted me to do. It's just that my spiritual awakening, when my storm happened, my spiritual awakening, it aligned me to his will now. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, before my storm, I was getting my life in order. Correct. I was getting my life in order. Even though I was still foolish doing drugs, but I was still getting my life in order. I was gonna go back to school to be go back to school for nursing. But my whole that whole plan changed. That whole plan changed. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for everything that has stepped up in the front line for me. I'm grateful for it. But a lot of people like to be in a spotlight, want fame. I wasn't a person, and I'm still not a person of want fame or want to be seen in front of a lot of people. But now it's God's choice of my life and how he guides me. And I want his guidance. I have an understanding of what he wants for me and studied mankind. But I was never a person that wanted attention, that seeked attention. But people pushed it that way because my thing was when a person have said so much about a person can only take so much and lean on the Most High God. And when he started guiding me, it gave me confidence within myself to get back online to do what I do best and to be me, my authentic self. And that's the God's honest truth. Like if people wouldn't have pushed me and this wouldn't been trending around the world because this whole storm, just like the P. Diddy, that's around the world. Like how this situation that I'm going through in my city, it's around the world. I'm more of a private person. You don't have to, you don't, I don't like people in my business. You understand? I was just don't like people in my business. That's why a lot of people can't figure me out because I don't like to be in a spotlight or have to be seen by somebody or have to give or need validation from somebody. I never needed validation. I didn't need nobody's approval to say that I couldn't start my business. I didn't need nobody approval. When I decided to become an entrepreneur, I decided that on my own because I couldn't hold the job by me being who I am. I couldn't hold the job. I could hold the job, but it's just something about the environment that I was in that I couldn't hold the job. So for me to change my environment, I knew I had to do something different in my life. So that's when change began. Even though I was foolish, still doing drugs. Understand that? Still doing drugs. And God is not going to let something go where he's not pleased with something. And me being an entrepreneur, I have to be on my P's and Q's. My P's and Q's to understand that God is not going to allow me to open up this door and run this business and you being foolish. So when you're running a business, you have to change your whole mindset. You have to change your whole mindset. And even if when I ran when just say for instance, my business is running now. Just say my business is running now. If my business was running, that still don't mean I have to be in the spotlight. I can be rich without being in the spotlight. I don't have to have a mansion to know that in my mind that I'm rich. I don't need all that. That's materialistic type things. People think just because you get rich, you got to go get a big house. You got to have 7 cars. No, life is not about materialistic type things. And that's what I had to learn to I had to learn to grow from that. I had to learn to grow from that. And when I started learning to grow from that, because my daddy used to tell me all the time, he used to tell me, a wise man, my father, used to tell me, you want to buy these jeans that this much amount of money and this, that, if you keep some money in your A pocket. But I didn't understand it because I wanted to have nice things, materialistic type things for I can have, just to have. But I came to the realization that if I die tomorrow, I can't take that with me. I can't take that with me. So you rather live comfortably and be able to fall in purpose. This is my mindset now. And that's why I'm grateful for my storm because it changed my mindset on a lot of things in life. And walking in purpose, meaning that it's more things in life just become rich. Just to become rich. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I know I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. But it's not to throw away the money and do foolish things with the money. I know what I am. I know exactly who I am and where I came from. And where I came from is not my childhood. My childhood, my mom, dad, they was good to me. But where I came from as in me being an adult at the age of 15, because that was a choice. I had a choice to be at home with mom and dad, or I had a choice to leave home, drop out of school. That was a foolish choice that I made. And I stand 10 toes down on that because there was a choice that I made. It was a decision that I made in life. And you learn from that. You learn from the mistakes that you made in life and you grow. You grow from that. And when you start understanding life more better than what we have been understanding life, or how your parents grew you up, or how somebody have negative self-talk you, and stored negative Nancy inside of your brain, then you will understand that everything that I have been through, everything that I have been through in life, it puts me in a mindset that I want more out of life. And how do you get more out of life? By following the Most High God, because I know that He will provide, but it's on His perfect timing. It's on His perfect timing. So I started knowing that I knew that I had to pray more. I had to pray more and start asking God to give me the strength. I asked God to provide me with the business that I need to provide for myself. So God will guide you on that decision that you're making in your life, as long as it's not foolish. Because He don't want none of His children to be foolish. It states it in the Bible that He don't want you to be foolish. He wants you to do His work. He wants you to be exactly like Him, to walk on this earthly land, to bring heaven to earth. So when you start putting your mindset to things that aligns you with God's will means you want to be just like God. That's what that means. You want to be just like God. You don't want to be like nobody else, because when you just like God, you start understanding God's will for your life. You don't understand nobody else's will, because everybody else's will is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And you want to grow from yourself to provide for yourself. And how do you get there? By praying about it. By praying about it. Doing positive affirmations that manifest things in your life. When you know that you have been stripped down multiple times in your life, people have failed you multiple times in your life. So if you know these things, these are experiences, and you take them experiences and they are really lessons. They lessons. But at times when we foolish, we ignore the signs. We ignore the signs. But to get back to who you truly are and who you truly meant to be is prayer. Prayer is a powerful tool. Prayer is a powerful tool. When you start understanding that this is what I need to do more. I need to pray on things what I want my life to look like. Pray for the strength and guidance that God wants out of your life. I got to the point in my life that I'm tired of failing myself. Because that's what we do. We fail ourselves. And when you've been pushed, when you got your back against the wall, not even talking about this storm, when you got your back against the wall and you feel like a failure in life, you will be dedicated to life achievements, what life has to offer you. You will start becoming dedicated to life itself, regardless of what it looks like around you. You will be dedicated to life. You will start loving yourself more. When you start loving yourself more, that's when you start understanding that this is what I want for my life. I don't need nobody to shape my life. I need God to shape my life. And I can do the rest by His strength. I can do the rest by His strength. So, heaven on earth, meaning becoming successful. Becoming successful is something that you're creating. Something that you're creating to be successful. Successful doesn't mean that you have to be in the spotlight. Successful doesn't mean that I have to walk the red carpet. It doesn't mean that. Not in my terms. Not in my terms. Because I'm not gonna be that person that want to walk the red carpet. I want everybody to know who I am. You can know who I am, but that don't mean I have to associate with everybody. It's when God leads your path, He will put you in contact with the people that you need in your path. Your path is God's. Your path is God's. So if God is leading your path, He will make sure that you will connect with the right people that actually want help, the right people that's going to elevate you in life. He will guide you towards that step that you need in your life. I have learned, I have learned that everybody's not perfect. Everybody's not perfect, and you're not gonna walk a perfect line. You're not gonna walk a perfect line, and you can't pretend to be perfect because God knows that we all are sinners. We all are sinners, and we all gonna slip up once upon a time in our life and sin, and sin. But those are lessons that you learn that I don't want to go back that way. I don't want to go back that route. So, in order for you to understand life, you have to acknowledge all your wrongdoing. Mm. You have to acknowledge all of your wrongdoing. You have to acknowledge that. You have to accept that. You have to forgive yourself for it. You have to ask God for forgiveness. You have to repent and move forward in life. That's what life is about. Taking these experiences and turning them into opportunities. That's what life is about. Taking these experiences, the bad and the good, and shifting them and turn them into opportunities for growth. And when you come to realization that I am the co-creator of my own destiny, you'll understand life.